Hello my friends and welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is dedicated to bringing you interesting FromSoft information. On a previous show, I was going over Omnipotent rumors. He was just getting into talk about static worlds and we ran out of time. Let's jump right back in. What can you tell us about this departure from static worlds? Looking first at past FromSoftware games, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro. These are all largely static worlds. Things generally don't happen unless you're there to make them happen. Enemies might patrol a certain small perimeter at best, and during major player-activated story events, enemy layout might change, and/or the behaviors of a few enemies might change in tiny ways, such as the church giants in Bloodborne no longer patrolling the area, and instead sitting on their knees. But overall, once you've been through an area once, even after it's changed, you generally know exactly what to expect and where to expect it. The player-activated changes might indicate a change in time of day across the entire world that will persist until, again, the player activates an event and changes it or other things that are fairly superficial. And looking at the vast majority of open world games, they have a day-night cycle and weather systems, and both are usually primarily, if not entirely, cosmetic. Okay, so how does this affect Elden Ring's world? Starting with static non-static. Elden Ring, like past games, will have opportunities to affect and change things in the world. But the noteworthy element here is that the world will change on its own. I don't mean in any singular major sense, but perhaps you're strolling down your typical route to get from A to B, having a jolly time on your horse, blasting Old Town Road, and before you know it, you're met with some sort of towering monstrosity. You've now got two choices. Try your luck and attempt to take down the beast, or B, pull a big old nope and get your ass right out of there. Perhaps you've been traveling, see something cool and start traveling inside some ruins or a cave. You start making your way back out, and hey, things look a lot darker outside than they did when I came in, and the enemies that were here when I left aren't here anymore. But some other things are. Perhaps there are ways to use this situation to my advantage, but perhaps I don't want to risk it. The game also has its weather cycles, though I wouldn't expect anything particularly expansive or exciting in this department. Ultimately, you're left with a world that feels a lot more alive, and like I said, immersive. Like this is a place where things live. Will there be changes to how enemies interact as well? Accompanying this are some changes and improvements to AI and design that has found new ways to trick the player into a false sense of security before being murdered. We've now leveled up from things like hiding behind a corner and popping out to either slit your neck or kick you off a cliff. Now we've got more involved and elaborate mechanics to go with a more sophisticated world. Though I'd imagine plenty of the usual will end up in this game as well. With all this being added, and all the work being put into making this title what it is, I wouldn't expect the likes of World Tendency or Insight this time around. All this is pretty much open and free for you to explore. Okay guys, that's it for this week. Remember, these leaks are not verified and remain to be speculation until we get more information on Elden Ring. This week's video got cut a bit short because it's actually my second video this week. Thanks again for watching, have fun, and stay safe, my friends.